Okay, so buddies are back. If you were not it, this is an old mechanic. It's a kind of cool one. So each hero has his own unique buddy, which you basically can press the button. You're gonna get the button that you can spend the gold to get it, and it's quite powerful. So each time you win, as you can say, each time you win or tie a combat, the buddy counter gonna go down by 3, and if you lose, by 2. So you can actually try to be super strong in the early game to get your buddy early. You have to do the math, whatever to play for tempo or not. You'll definitely see meta slow down, so it's gonna be more Tavern 2 oriented, because people will try to get some buddies as soon as possible. So very cool one. And we have new buddies, so buddies are a mechanic from the past. Not every hero currently in the game has one. So right now, if you face that with like Tess or Scabs, like with Scabs, or Test buddy, you will still friend of the friend, but they added buddies for the all heroes, which is kind of cool. So we have new buddy, Captain Hogger. Get a new buddy, which is tier 5, which is very expensive. It's gonna be very hard to cheat it out. But after you buy a pirate, gain +1/+1 and add the pirates to the tavern. This one is interesting, but I think it's definitely as a tier 5 gonna suck. Spoiler alert. I mean, it's nice when you get the Tetises, but if you get the Tetises, you don't need a win more card. So this is quite good, but also it's a 5-drop, and Greyman Champion is a even buff, so this doesn't really fit in the current model of the pirates. So yeah, I don't see this being great. This probably, so we're gonna get the balance patch probably after 2-3 weeks as well. So this gonna probably get, this probably will get buffed, but as it is right now, I think it's kind of underwhelming. Yeah, it's kind of is, but you get the pirate every time. So on paper, if you get a Tethys, it's gonna be very easy to triple everything. That's the power. It's basically like mini Chemvala, very similar for that. So Inch, the Iron M. Solem's said another, well, it's kind of popping name. After you use your hero power on a minion, it gains half this minion's attack, swaps to half next turn. So I don't see this card being good, because there is not a good way to buff undead. So this is very, very weird. This is undead, so you can buff attack, but you cannot really buff HP of this unit in any efficient manner. Therefore, yeah, this like your hero power gonna basically give like you can make maybe like you can buff this. Yeah, you can maybe buff this with your hero power, and it's gonna buff itself. So you can maybe build like a engine. Like we can maybe scale attack of this, and maybe actually do that. Let me think. After you use your hero power on a minion, so you can use this on this. So maybe you make this super big, and then your hero power will be quite good. This is something to test on Inch. Like you buff this, and then you spam hero power on this, and you buff HP attack, and that's like kinda probably what you want to do. I assume that's gonna work as well. So this, we'll see how this works. If this works, there's some synergy with this, because you can get your hero power to, like you can get this unit to very big size, and then you can build some cliffs for the late game, sprinkle some Ferrix, and be in a good spot. So this is something to keep in mind, but the fact that it's undead means that it's very difficult to buff. Therefore, we'll see how good it is. But if this works with the hero power, maybe there are some cute synergies out there. We have the Rockwood Master Wound. Wait a minute, I've seen this card before. I've seen this card. At the end of every 2 turns, get a plain copy of the leftmost cards in your hand. Isn't this a duo? Isn't this an ogre? As a buddy? That's how powerful the ogre was. This is an ogre. So he's back, and it's a buddy now. It just tells you how strong that card was. I mean, it has to be in hand, so that's the difference. This has to be in hand. It's very cool, because what you can make it so it's like, so you will probably try to get this as soon as possible, and then since you copy the leftmost card on turn 6, if you get this early, you can get a triple guarantee. So you probably will try to rush this buddy and kind of try to get a quality 3-drop, so you can golden it, discover a 5-drop, and then on turn 9 you have another spike. Quite an interesting one, to be honest. So yeah, that's a strong buddy. It's tier 4, probably too strong, aka too weak. Like the tier is probably too high, but we'll see how this goes. Honestly, I think it's very interesting, very interesting. Thorium get the Stormlord, and this is very interesting one as well. At the end of your turn, transform the minion to the left of this into the one from a tier higher. So you rush this and you can get tier 7s. You can actually get tier 7s, huh? And this works with Drakari as well. So in the latest stage, you can just transform 5 drops into 7 drops immediately. No, patch is not today. Patch is next week. We don't know when, but I assume Tuesday or Thursday. So, yes, this works with Drakari, and you can transform units into tier 7, which is very cool. The gold one skips 2 taverns, right? So you can immediately, if you golden this, you can immediately make a 5 drop into 7 drop, which 7 drops are obviously super good. So I assume this is gonna be very strong. So this is gonna be really strong because it's a tier 3, so you can get this early. You will try to get the 4 drop. On the 10 you get this, evolve into 5, evolve into 6, evolve into 7, and you're gonna get like 7 drop on 10-8. Quite strong body. Like I think Thorim kinda get nice spike. Also the dragon. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, Snake Eyes get boxcars, like this, that's a bizarre one. 6-6, tier 4, kinda high. At the start of your turn, roll a 6-die die, discover a talent spell of the tier. Okay, so this is really strong. Because Snake Eyes can cheat gold. So what actually can happen, Snake Eyes can actually get this body super early. And yeah, you discover every turn, really strong. I think it's really strong. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty. I think Snake Eyes is gonna be a top tier. Like effect itself, like you're gonna roll some 1s and 2s, but if you roll 3 or higher, it's already quite good to get the spike. And Snake Eyes can cheat it out, therefore you can roll 5 and 6, you press your body button on tab and 3, you get this one in, and you're just gonna cook. So with a tiny bit of lag, and then you can roll a 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, also mechs are more useful because you can module them and roll them as well. So I think Snake Eyes is gonna be very solid. It's not super broken because we don't have currently that many spells. We have like maybe tier 5 spells, which are very game breaking, but not that many. Okay, Dr. Holiday. Very similar to the legendary card in the standard. It has 9 left, which is very funny. After you buy a minion, get a random tavern spell of the same tier. Okay, so this is very strong. This is very strong. It's a tier 5 and you have a 9/9 unit, which is a beast. This is a kinda beast tag is not great. But you're gonna buy some 5 drops, and each time you buy a 5 drop or 4 drop, you're gonna get very quality spell. And this is one thing that I think this is a info. You're gonna have 9 left, but when you golden this, it reset to 9 left. So basically this is unlimited. Because you're gonna keep this. Right? So this is unlimited spells. Unlimited spells because you're gonna golden this. I mean, it's very hard to get a golden body of tier 5, but you're gonna golden this. And this is gonna be really good. But the body is very expensive, so Holiday will probably, like, so the downside is you have to survive long enough to get to tavern 4, 5, 6 and be healthy, and then we're gonna pop off. But I like Holiday doesn't have that much armor, and other people gonna spike before you, so this is kind of difficult to survive because it's very expensive. Like tier 5 is very expensive to get. So we'll see how this goes, but the body itself is very powerful. Total and Bloodwatcher. 7/4, once per turn, after you cast a tavern spell, get a new copy of it. Okay, so this is really good. 7/4, very powerful body. You can duplicate some powerful spells like Discover a 6 drop and stuff like that. This is very interesting. I don't know if Eyes of Earthmother are still in the game, but you can golden this and you get a copy of it as well. I wonder, do you get a copy? That's a clarification I need to get. If you play this once per turn, when you play the Eyes of Earthmother, how this works. But yeah, this body is really good, and they changed the Tetelan Bloodwatcher get changed. So every 4th spell you buy every turn is free. So Landlubber is back. Is Landlubber still in the game? We'll see. But yeah, Tetelan Bloodwatcher get definitely better because his hero power is now quite chunky. You can cheat some gold, and this body is really good. It's really good because like you're gonna get a lot of 6 drops. Like if you can get to tavern 5, discover double 6 drop, that's just so strong in the current metagame. And as we don't know the armor count of the Bloodwatcher currently because he get changed. But if he has still like a lot of armor, top tier hero probably. So bodies for faces one, which is only duo only. Get the body of your teammate's hero power. So this kind of in line, right? Get 2 bodies. It's a tier 4. So if you are paired up with the body which is tier 5 or tier 6 like Sylvanas, you can actually cheat some gold. But if you are paired with the body that is tier 2, tier 3, this faces is tiny bit worse. Overall, it just makes sense because you're gonna change the hero power. They could have been kind of lazy and they gave the body of your... they could have been kind of lazy and give you the body, exact copy of the body, but they create the new one. And you can cheat some... you can cheat actually tiny bit, because this is a tier 4. Half-Us the Mighty and Half-Us the Wise. At the start of your turn, discover a minion of your tier. So, but you have 50-50 chance to pass it. Which is... when you pass it, it's not bad. Because you can just pass it back in the worst case for 1 gold. So body is really strong. Those bodies are really strong because discovering a 4 and 5... just very, very solid. This is a very solid body. Not super broken, but you're never unhappy to have it on board. So, yeah. Okay, Madame Goya also has a new body. Once per turn, after you pass the minion, get a plain copy of it. Therefore, you pass the thingy, you can basically get... This is a triple machine, basically. So you can pass some crucial... like, you pass the brand, you have suddenly 2... very easier to triple, you can pass some quality 6 drops. So this is a way to basically multiply your key units, get your triples. Definitely helps Madame Goya as a support unit, so I really like this body, kind of synergistic with what she already is doing. Great body, tier 4, kind of expensive to be honest, but the effect is quite powerful, so you might... what actually might happen, Madame Goya as a support, she might under level, but you in this meta, someone might pass you at 6 drop and then you pass it back. You can pass it back and then you basically multiply it that way, so even if she under levels, this body will have some value. So you can also maybe stay on lower towers, get this body, and the other guy gonna feed you and you multiply that way. So there's some cute synergy that you can actually apply. And floppy this flip. At the start of your turn, get the plain copy of your teammate's highest tier minion. So this is at the start of a turn, the kind of similar to Poki, rest in peace Poki. You cannot get the bodies, so there's probably some abuse with like better guys bodies and stuff like that. That's a nice one, right? You get your 6 drops, 5 drops copies, kind of similar to Mr. Joe, but it's start of the turn, so you have less control, it's tiny bit slower, and this is a tier 5 body. We have some updates to the bodies, so that's a always welcome sight. That's gonna refresh the meta a bit, gonna mean that we're gonna have some nicer games. And Dranosh, the sub rank, super powerful. After we buy a minion, gain its stats. Really strong. Really strong because we have... you've seen the games with elementals, there's way to buff the shops. There's like Nagas in, like D blue synergy, there is like a shop buff synergy, there is fungus. Like this unit gonna grow tremendous size. And if you need to, you can mutant this away later on. Super strong body. There's synergy with your hero power as well, so this is gonna be very chunky boy. And I'm a bit afraid they're gonna have to nerf it, because at low MMR, this unit might be a nightmare. This might be a king of low MMR, so this might be actually a tier 5 actually. Ugh. Anyway, really strong body. South rank has a lot of armor, is kind of strong in mech lobbies, so I'm kind of happy that they changed his body, because the body was underwhelming, so yeah. Luciferon is kinda now trigger an extra time instead of twice, so he used to be like Drakari, trigger twice, but since Drakari is already in the game, they kinda changed him so it's trigger extra time, so you can stack them. Arana Starseeker, skip the Demon Hunter. After you buy a card, your next refresh costs 0. So this was changed. It used to be after you play, so this is basically a nerf. It was after you play. The reason is the nerf because cards like Elemental, Tad and Lookout give you 2 refreshes, now it gives you 1. So now you have to buy the card, so this card get nerfed. But this was basically recycling Brave on steroids, and Arana was really good. And I think they kinda afraid that in Pirates and... yeah, post cancel there is that. Yeah, I think it's worse. Definitely it's worse for cycle comps, but it's definitely not bad, because you can always buy instead of rolling, you can always buy the 1 mana spell. Therefore, it's... I think it's tiny bit worse. It's not like it's still really good unit, but I think they were a bit afraid that Arana gonna go APM in every lobby with like current pool of good better cries and stuff. So yeah, Arana is maybe back, because Arana is currently not in the game. Okay, so Alexstrasza get changed as a hero, which I probably can tell you. She get changed. So there's also a new body. This body used to be broken, like used to be very abusable. And I think they were afraid with that with existing of Dreamer's Embrace and Draconic Death Scale, you could abuse the previous Alexstrasza severely. So they changed this, and it's basically a price promo Drake. Give your other minions. So you can buff other minions as well, not only dragons. It's a combat, but it's also a Battle Cry. So when you play this, it's a Battle Cry. So you get nice spike +2/+2, and then it's basically a worse price promo Drake. But for all the units, therefore you are not logged into playing dragons. And Alexstrasza also got a new hero power, which is a passive one. At the start of your turn, discover a dragon, but it unlocks at tier 4. So if you get a Swabby opener, or if you pick up the spell, but mostly a Swabby, if you pick up the spell, you can, the 1 gold spell for THP, you're gonna go 4-on-4 on Alexstrasza, and she's gonna be so fucking powerful. So Alexstrasza get changed, we're gonna go to that, but yeah, this body got changed. It's hard to judge this, but body itself is not that terrible, and Alexstrasza, if you hit the token, gonna be amazing. The question is, how often do you hit the token? How often you can go 4-on-4? So we have Savjz. The change is kinda... It's important to know. Now, they kinda nerf the Pyresh in the terms that if you have the golden unit, it does count now. So it's way harder with Bran to like get your triples and set up everything. So this is a nerf in most cases, but sometimes it's a buff, because you can basically, if you have a golden unit, if you want more copy of this, like you have golden Greymane champion, you have golden Rock, you might want to have more copy of that. So now this Firesh can get it. So in some, I think in early game this is a nerf, because like usually you triple into something, then you try to multiply that, but then you have to sell more stuff. It's gonna be more clunky, but nothing really like game changing. I think it's still, this body is super powerful, and Zephyr is going to be very interesting hero to play. But you have to keep in mind that the golden minions now they count. So let's say you have golden unit and like 4 other units. In the past, you just needed to sell 1, golden unit didn't count, so you could fish for the guarantee of getting the card you wanted. So now you have to keep that in mind. AFK, so this is... Yeah, so this used to be tier 4. It's a tier 3 now and can buff itself. So you get this body, you guarantee to get other 3 drops, so you have, basically you get this, you can buff your other 3 drops, and you get some scaling in. AFK used to be temp oriented body, and there is probably some tier 3 strats that you can do, so the snack vendor is just a tool for AFK to maybe survive. But she's not gonna be a great hero, because either this body or her hero power is just not impactful enough. The speaker Blackthorn, that's Head Sage. It's a Undead and Quillbow, which is kinda important. You get extra gem. And it's tier 5. And they nerfed the Poki. But if you hit early Piper, and this is something very important to know, there is a Prophet. Prophet of the Boar plus this card, you can get like probably even 20 gems per turn. And if they buffed with Golden Ghoul-Magus, the amount of the scaling is crazy. So you probably on that speaker, you will try to get the Golden Prophet, try to get this one, and get your Ghoul-Magus Rogoguk. And you're gonna get a lot of scaling, but it's a tier 5. So very expensive. On the bright side, that speaker is quite good at winning fights in the early game. So you're gonna discount, probably win all the early game fights, you're gonna discount that by 3 every 10. So you should be able to get it quite cheap. This used to be tier 5, I think. Is it tier 4 now? Correct me if I'm wrong. Whenever you cast a spellcraft on a different friendly minion, you also cast it on this. So with Deep Blue, you kind of often buff the shop and use the Shell Elemental, but I guess with this, you're gonna just buff your own, but you don't get the permastat that way. So this is kind of anti-synergistic with Deep Blue, because you don't get the permastats, right? So I'm not sure how this guy, or rather this lovely girl, is. Because the current elemental, like Deep Blue, the only playable strat pretty much. Barrow like a Shell Whisperer going into different comp. I think this is probably not something you want to play with Deep Blue, because like you basically rather play Shell Elemental. But sometimes you don't have Shell Elemental and you have like a Lava Lurker, and this is basically another Lava Lurker. It kind of works, but I mean, you get the point. Third, the Natarius get changed. it's very similar to the Yogg. They changed Yogg from Better Cry to whenever you sell this, and this is basically so people don't abuse the Shady Aristocrat. Those changes had to be made because they introduced the Draconic Death Skill and Dreamer's Embrace Tavern spell. So if you get, like, Sire will get this body and keep it the whole game and proc it infinity time for infinite gold, and it will be an unfun, so they changed whenever you sell this. Which is way worse, because you have to get this body, and you have to immediately sell him, which every game is kinda, so you can get your quest and you can start working on that quest. So I don't, this body get way weaker. It should be probably a tier 2, honestly, even. It probably should be even the tier 2. Okay, Terran Gorfiant, also the body get totally rework. So that's rather give this minions maximum stats to another friendly minion. So it's a Night Bane. Wait a minute. It's a worse Night Bane at tier 5. I mean, isn't that, so there's simply not a good way to buff HP. Like, yes, you can go Kel'Thuzad Morals and make this tremendously big, and yes, you can abuse that with Titus, and yes, you can maybe play this with Parrot. It's basically a Trickster and Nightbane, but I'm not a fan of this. I don't think Terran gonna be that good. Don't think Terran gonna be that good. Queen Toggle, the body get reworked yet again. The Elder Toggle, this is like about third rework. They just keep on changing this. Yeah, you can maybe do some Kel'Thuzad magic, but if you get Kel'Thuzad, you can already play Nightbane. So I don't see much benefit of playing this over Nightbane, because Nightbane buff 2 units and Golden Nightbane buff 4 units. So, like, Nightbane is just, like, if you have Kel'Thuzad, you might as well go Nightbane, you don't need this. Anyway, Togwaggle, if you control 4 minions with different types, gain your minions' highest attack and health. So this is the card you want to play in Menagerie, but it's very difficult to play Menagerie. It's gonna be really big. It's gonna be really big, right? This is basically your biggest unit every time. If you have 4 tribes, you're gonna probably try to play into that. You also have your hero power. It's a heavy tempo one, so yeah, it might help you level, and then you will try to get some builds. And it's not like we have some dual tribes, right? So you might play some Magma Log, you might play some Recycling Brave, you might build like a Blade Collector, you might have a Skyfin, you might have a Magma Log, you might have a MK2, and suddenly you play Moodlogs and you still play this, and it's gonna, and this is important one. If you play this with Horal, you have to put this on the right side of the Horal, then you can copy the Horal stats. So this is another copy of Horal, for example, in that, but it's overall not amazing. And Shadowwork, Better Cry, get a random Better Cry minion, tier 5. Yeah, it's hard to judge this one. Reason being, it's a tier 5, but Shadowwork is a good hero at winning the fights. If you get like a Pick Eater, you can kind of cheat it out. And get random Better Cry, you know, you get some scaling, but it's very underwhelming, to be honest. Because it's a tier 5. If this was tier 3, amazing, because you get this, you get the 3/3, you can proc this, so you always have a target for the hero power in the early game, which brings you, you always get the Better Cry as well. The pool of Better Cry is not that wide, so maybe you get some triples, maybe you get some value. There's some ways to maybe golden this and trigger this with like, basically you can maybe, if you triple this, you can treat this like a Tavern Tempest as well, and go for a Greymane Champion build with Bran. But like Tavern Tempest, Rogue, the build we already have APM Elemental is just superior to this. Okay, so for the fans of Wheel, Acolyte of Yogg-Saron, at the start of every turn you spin. So you have to keep this unit on board, but you're gonna spin every turn. But there are some changes to some updates to the wheel. So Goggles cast 4 random spells. So you get 4 random spells, and Rod of Roasting cast Pyro buff. It gives +10/+10. +10/+10. That's instead of +4/+4, you get +10/+10. Okay, count me in. And Cards of the Flash. Two friendly minions gain the stats of 2 other random friendly minions. So they changed the Cards of the Flash. Main reason is it was bugged. This shit was just so bugged with golden units, and it's like when you had like another 7 units, it was just so bugged that they had to probably rework it simply because of that. So yeah, it's a good buddy. Like you get the passive effect that you don't need to spend the gold, And you can get random triple, you can buff the shrub, which you can use in some form of passion. And you can also get +10/+10 on like 5 units on 10/6. You're probably gonna rush this buddy, by the way. It's quite strong effect, you want to rush this buddy. By rushing this buddy, you basically try to win every fight. And you might under level to get it, because the effect is just that good. Dancing Daryl. Let's dance. Okay, Usher of the Haberdasher. Kind of a funny name. After you sell a minion, gain +1/+1. Gain a +1/+1 hat. That passes to a friendly minion when sold. I'm so confused. Okay, so he's basically stacking the hats. And what is actually happening? He is getting scaling, but you can sell him now, and you can transfer the stats from this unit to other units. So how you use this card, right? You're gonna probably dance, cycle, make this bigger, right? And then in the late game, you're gonna fill your board with Divine Shield, and you're gonna sell this, and basically you can transfer those stats, kind of Mutanus style, onto something else. Is this good? No. Why is this tier 4? I have no idea. Is this one of the worst buddies in the game? Yes. So I'm not gonna play Daryl. He said I get changed. Okay, this buddy get changed. Let's see. Whenever dragon enters the warbot or the tavern, gain +1/+1. Okay, so this is clearly not meant for tavern tier 4 dragons. It's clearly meant for... I mean, so this is whenever the tavern, right? So this actually, if you pair this up with like a recycling rave in Caligos build, this is gonna get super big, because you roll like 10 times a 10, you're gonna get the guarantee +10/+10. You could probably get on average +20/+20 for free. You're gonna play some Drakisat, you're gonna make this golden. This is gonna be super big. It just doesn't fit with the current strongest build of tier 4 dragons, but it's gonna fit in some menagerie Brannish style. So this is interesting, but I think on instead I just want to play the Nightbane Poet build anyway, so this probably doesn't have the space, but give you some alternative plan that you can maybe try to utilize. This is also not a bad tempo, because this is gonna grow by itself. You roll for specific pieces anyway, and might save you some HP, so not that terrible. So they changed the Malygos buddy. So Malygos can now hero power the spells, and you can actually evolve the spells. Therefore, you can maybe get some Discover a 5-drop, Discover a 6-drop, right, from the tier 5. Maybe you are in a desperate spot and you evolve to get an armor when you're on Tavern 4. Some additional uses, but like Malygos, try to get buddy as soon as possible, try to evolve into random 6-drop, try to hide all that, and there she goes. Lord Pyro, the buddy is the same, but we have the coin. Now we have the coin as a tavern spell, which is gonna work with this buddy, which is kinda nice touch. Very happy about that. And we have the Rakanishu get updated. So they did also change the Rakanishu hero power. When you hero power for 1 gold, you're gonna get the Lantern Light, which is basically the same, but give you more flexibility. Because you can stack them. So you can hero power, you can don't play them, then you level and you can play them, and also have some synergy with tavern spells like Felbor, Nala. So it's a very, I really like those buffs. It's a minor buff, but it's very nice. And definitely boosts the hero. The body also gives you 2 Lanterns Light. So the body doesn't buff random stuff now. You have to play this yourself. So in some cases it's weaker, but you probably prefer that you can target them and build tremendously big cliff, for example. So we'll see how this goes, but obviously Rakanishu never gonna be a top tier. The hero is just not there in terms of hero power. Tiketus, yeah, so they changed the text, so it's very more clear. When you saw this, discover a Dark Moon price from the next year. That's just simply clean. Valdrin, Master Gadrin. Super toxic streamer, yeah, kinda true. Okay, so they changed the Valdrin hero power, so they changed the body as well. Minions targeted by your Spirit Swap, which is a hero power, also gained each other health, which is very important. So you can do some nice synergy, and you're gonna buff 2 units over and over again, and they're gonna grow. Vol'jin is back. Yeah, Vol'jin gonna be really good. But the body is very expensive, so question, can you survive long enough? can you buff at least one unit so the swap makes sense? And then you're actually gonna be fucking cooking because you can build 2 tremendously big Deflector. Always Deflector. Okay, each Basal, whenever your hero takes damage, is rewind now. So basically instead of immune, it's rewind, like Soul Rewinder. It's basically a Soul Rewinder, by the way, built-in Soul Rewinder, which is nice, Big change for the Deathwing. Deathwing also hero power get reworked, so Sinestra, the Lady Sinestra get changed to Sinestra and she become a dragon. I mean, she just transformed into dragon. Whenever a friendly minion gains attack during combat, give it +1 health permanently. So synergy with the hero power, which gives you 2 attack, you're gonna get 1 HP, which is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Because you're gonna have such a high attack and your opponent's gonna have such a high attack that this 1 HP doesn't make a difference. Yes, there is some synergy with Wolf Smuggler. There are some synergy with other stuff, but this is not a good buddy. At tier 4. This is such a big oversight from them, because like the HP not gonna matter, because you're gonna have high attack Divine Shield anyway. This HP is not good. So this definitely should be like a tier 1. This should be a tier 1 buddy, maybe tier 2. Definitely gonna get back. I honestly anticipate this being a tier 2 buddy. That thing is obviously quite good in mech lobbies, has decent win rate according to Aegis replay. But I think they should make it a tier 2 buddy, because I don't see how this HP gonna be relevant otherwise, because you get somebody so late and there's like... there's not abuse enough. Maybe you can play this with Exodia Pirates, right? Maybe you can play this with Exodia Pirate. You go for this, you go for Eliza Scallywag Titus, you're gonna attack infinitely, and suddenly your body is like boom. You can also maybe, this is one, maybe you can play that with Beast, right? Like, maybe you can play that with the Skyblazer and Lasher, right? And you get additional, like, there's probably some cute synergy out there, but the body is a bit underwhelming. Yeah, also maybe, but this is during the combat. And Greybow, whenever friendly town minions is attacked, give your minions +1 attack permanently. They make him a 3. He's a 3, the small 3. But better, because he doesn't have that himself, and Greybow has really nice hero power. Therefore, this buddy helps you scale Deflector to the moon. So you can actually hide your cleave. I think this buddy is very interesting. You can build a cleave, you can build Deflectors, you can get Platero of attack. Yeah, you get 10 attack or like 15 attack per fight with this buddy onto your crucial unit. Battle that you have to play some other, like you have to play the towns and that spawn tokens, therefore you cannot scale that many units, but you can make your 2 Deflector tremendously big. Has to be good. Has to be good, right? You might actually buy the Nightbane, untown the Nightbane, put it back, scale the Nightbane that way, and then you're gonna town the Nightbane. This meant. But wait! Pun intended. There is more. Okay, so ETC is back. ETC is back. The Curator is banned in demon lobbies, and the reason for that, they changed how the Curator works. Cultist Stara work. I mean, they changed how the Cultist Stara work. I just cannot say that. Your unit's gonna come back with Venomous, so they were a bit afraid that you can reborn the Amalgam and abuse that with Cultists, so they had to change it. This is important. This is important. Maybe I don't think we have many Venomous units, demon Venomous units. So we'll see how this goes. Hero updates. So already mentioned Alexstrasza, at the start of your turn discover a dragon. It has to be tier 4, therefore you need to get the spell or the swabby to go 4 on 4. And then you are cooking. Go 4 on 4, you start the turn with discover a dragon, you probably can recover enough tempo, you get your body, which is also kinda tempo oriented, you build your dragons. Alexstrasza should be quite good at building the tier 4 dragon build, so which is quite good. Therefore Alexstrasza gonna be quite good. But nothing super broken, because you still need to get to Tavern 4. Tetan Bloodwatcher get changed. Every 4th Tavern spell costs 0. Jif probably will find a way to make it broken. So let's say let's wait for some Landlubber magic. And Rakanishu already also mentioned gonna get Lantern Line instead of just a buff, which is cute. So some minions get removed. Augmented Laborer 3/8, and that was giving you Reborn. Honestly, quite useful card. Bazaar Dealer get removed. but they are giving us Percussionist, so they basically replace one card for other. I prefer to have a Percussionist because you can basically discover your pieces, but Bastardiere wasn't bad, so therefore it's not like Cycle Demon's gonna suddenly become a top tier. Death Stomper is gone, kinda glad because no one played that card. Like in this meta there was simply no space for it for the most part. Faceless Disciple, I'm super glad, very toxic card. Especially on heroes like Brown, which can evolve 4 drops into 6 drops. That's not a fun to face. Oh wait, they removed the Gem Smuggler. See? I'm glad they realized that there's a problem Quillboard card. But I wish they buffed the Pocky again. And they probably will do. Pocky just took a bullet for the Gem Smuggler. Gold Shell Warden get removed as well. I have no idea why what the Gold Shell Warden is. I guess this is the turtle that buffs the board by +2/+4. Yeah, so this is a Battlecry beast which didn't really make that much sense. So I'm kinda glad they removed this because it doesn't help the beast game plan of self damage or like going for I'm very reddish by the way. Going for the stuff, so I'm kind of glad they removed the card that doesn't really fit the class. Heartless Hoarder, the Murloc, the 4/5 Murloc. There's probably some dangerous synergy, so they removed that. And that's a big one. Longshan Copper, the most broken 4-drop, is gone. Wing Chimera, the second most broken 4-drop, is gone. So the meta gonna change because 4-drops are removed, the good ones. So the meta, as mentioned, meta gonna be oriented, like, this is very smart from them. They remove the powerful 4-drops, because people not gonna rush the tavern anyway, but if they do, that's gonna be, I think. They also remove the Reef Explorer, another great 4-drop if you play level really aggressive, and especially that the reason they removed the Reef Explorer because we have the new Amalgam. I assume you could probably force this card and do some cute stuff with it. So they removed the Reef Explorer so you cannot force of getting that golden quite easy. Like in the past we had the Phalanx. They removed the Hooktail, so no more roaching. No more roaching. I don't know how Zorgi gonna recover. But they removed the time cap Hooktail. Reason big, more and more people stay on Tavern 3, pick it up, buff some Deflecto, buff some dragons with Web Smuggler, and basically stop thinking, just play on Tavern 3, get top 4, move on. So not the greatest design, so I understand why they remove it. And Vengeful Solitaire get removed. This is a 5/1 Naga Undead, which didn't really fit into either of those two tribes, so was kinda useless card to get removed. We have the new cards. We have some old cards back. Poetic Pen Pal. It is a 2/4 that discount your body by 2 gold. We have Imposing Percussionist, a demon. I assume it's a tier 4 4/4. I hope it's not a tier 5. I will be very disappointing if it's a tier 5. But we don't have the info. I might try to get that later. And Silent Swimmer, it's a 3/5 Naga, which gives you a stealth. It's a tier 4. Okay, that's great. That's great. And yeah, Silent Swimmer is a stealth is back, which is kind of relevant. It's a nice tech. Obviously, it's quite annoying with some builds with beasts. Stealth the Titus PSD from the Goldrin meta. It's a 2/4 that discounts the body by 2. It's a 2/4 that discounts the body by 2. Okay, new minions. Balance Brawler, tier 3, 2/6 Battlecry, get a random Death Rattle minion. Okay, so tier 3, get a random Death Rattle minion. I assume you cannot, it's a Battlecry, get a random Death Rattle minion, right? So it's a good one, right? It's actually a good one. Like, no matter how you slice it, you have a 2/6 that generates something on tier 3. This is one of the strongest 3-drops. Because you also get Death Rattle units, which like it can be a Fire Dancer. There's some Beast synergy, there's some Undead synergy. So I assume this is gonna be quite powerful. Yeah, exactly. Really strong, really strong. And we have kinda, there's a Death Rattle Dim in this one. There's Death Rattle Dim in this one. We have Death Rattle, get a random Battlecry minions. Okay, so this is a Death Rattle, get a random Battlecry minion. You can maybe play with titles. You probably want this. It's basically like a Scrapscaper-ish. It's interesting, but this is stronger. I mean, this is definitely a really good card because it's a tier 3. This is a tier 5, so yeah, triple into this, you can recover some tempo. You can maybe reborn that with Hug, so that's way to get more better cries. But overall, it's nothing game breaking. Yeah, you can cycle this. This is another better cry that you can cycle with Bran and maybe get some crucial Deathrather units. Like new one, Arid Atrocity, tier 6 out. New Amalgamon. So they removed the Chimera, but we have the new Amalgadon, aka Amalgam. It's a great looking guy. Tier 6, so new high expensive unit. Deathrather summon a 7/7 Golem, give it +7/+7 for each friendly minion type that die at this combat. So this is very weird. I'm not sure how menagerie you want to go, but it's spawn something, right? So if you play this, you can module this, you can reborn this, which is very important. You can cultist, summon this with cultist. Like, this is gonna be a nightmare. If you can buff this, module, reborn, cultist, if there's no Bramble Witch, and even if there's Bramble Witch, this is anti-Bramble Witch card sort of, because like even if you get destroyed, you have a huge golem coming. So yeah, you're gonna see this card a lot. You're gonna see this card a lot because there's so much synergy to abuse the big token with card I already mentioned, that like Titus Cultist, that this is gonna be very popular. But it's a tier 6, so I don't mind having powerful tier 6s, to be honest. They removed the Hooktail, but they're gonna give us new Beast and Pirate. Primate. That's probably a joke, right? This is a joke. This is a joke, basically. Ha 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 ha, I'm 12. After a friendly Deathrather minion dies, gain 1 gold next turn. Is the Rapscallion, the pirate, still in? Isn't this broken? Isn't this broken with the Rapscallion, which is like 4 Deathrathers in 1? Use Exodia back, you play this, Rapscallion, like a Titus. I mean, you sound... This is gonna be very good. Okay, so I'm happy they gave a beast a way to cheat gold. And also pirates. Pirates have some Deathrathers. So this is a very high skill cap card because you have to set up your body in a specific manner. But it's a pirate, so you can buff it with Hooktail. You can actually run this and you're gonna start the turn with like 4 or 5 gold extra. It's super synergistic with like a Spike Savior. So this guy, a sleeper, 4-star, let's go, really good. Long John Copper died for this, so he has to be good. Wait a minute, we have another tier 6? That Stomper died for that one? Ghoul-acabra. Ghoul-acabra, take number 4. Whenever you trigger a Deathrather, give your minions +2/+2 permanently. Oh, I like this. That's good. That's a way to get some extra stats. You can reborn that, you can run it in the Undead, you can run in the Beast, you can run that in any comp you want. It's a high tempo, because it's a 2/11. Probably have some Deathrathers if you pick that, so it's gonna buff itself. Good card, but nothing super broken. Okay, we have the Headless Hoarder died for this one. Whenever this gains stats, add +2/+1 to the amount of... Wait a minute, whenever this gains stats, add +2/+2 to the amount... wherever this is. So this is very interesting. In some heavy cycle Murloc comp, you're gonna get a lot of extra stats. Quite interesting, I have to be honest. Like obviously with Merky, you get some extra stats. Like how much better this is than Skyfin? That's the real question. Like Skyfin's for better cries, usually the way you buff your stuff. I don't know how stronger this is gonna be. Like you can maybe keep this in hand and buff it. With like hand buffs, you get extra stats. You can maybe run that in Menagerie. So basically very similar to the Pirate, which when you buff it, get +1 HP, the 2/5. But I don't think there's gonna be anything like super special. Yes, you can if you buff this in hand with Scorpion, it's gonna get +2/+2 additional. So you can buff this get buffed by Scorpion by +2/+2 additional. Yes, so it's gonna be like +7/+7 total. Nothing game breaking, but there's another Murloc. At the end of your turn, get the random Murloc. I was thinking about this card like this for Murlocs. I just didn't want to give it the Murloc tribe. But Lookout is on Tavern 5, so you cannot do anything broken. Really cool one, because Murlocs have some end of the turn effects with Merkai, and you can maybe run Drakari. I like this. You're gonna buy this, it's a low tempo, but you're gonna try to recover some stuff. It's very trolly with the 3-4, but you know, you're gonna in the later stages run Buzzkill to summon your Brim counter. So there's tiny bit of risk that if you don't have the Buzzkill and you run this one, and you have the 3-4, you're not gonna summon the Brim counter, but I kind of like it. 1-5, there had to be some drawback, but this should really be a 3-5. I really dislike when they make these understated units, because then you're less likely to pick them up, because if you need some tempo, you cannot buy them. So I would say the stat line, I would love to see it being kind of bigger. Okay, Hooked Owl died for this one. Crow Nest Sentry. 5-2, Better Cry, give your other pirates 3 HP. Nice one. I get raided. Try Blush. Right. I'm doing a review of the new patch, which we're probably gonna get in next week. So I like this because like we have the Gunpowder Courier and Hook Tail kind of overlap with effect, make no sense. So I really like when they added something that actually adds some HP. So pirates are no longer a glass cannon, and you look for like one specific card which is like a balladist. So I like this card. It's other, so it doesn't buff itself, but you don't really care as much. You're gonna play this, you're gonna get this from Tethys. Extra stats, I'm kinda glad they added this. Stat line is kinda weird, 5-2, but yeah. Yeah, cute boy. That's a cute boy, Primate. Okay, so Clunker Junker. Tier 4 mech. 3-4 Better Cry, choose a friendly mech. Discover a mech to magnetize to it. Super broken. This is literally super broken because you can, like, you buy this, right? And discover a mech. You can proc this with like Draconic Death Scale. You can proc this with Dreamer Embrace. You're gonna get a lot of magnetization that way. But obviously, you can just buy this and you're gonna get a Cordotron, and it's really good. Also, Deflector gonna get every time like Deflector's gonna get replicating menace every time, and you're gonna get module every time. Really good card, really powerful. Mechs are staying okay. They're very happy. 3-deal Quillbar. What the fuck? That's why I play 3 gems on your Quillbar. Yeah, cool. Honestly, I have no idea. Like this is very like I just don't know. Like, this card just kind of makes no sense, to be honest. Like, Gem Smuggler died for this. But Quillbars don't have that many Death Rattle synergy. This is a Quillbar, so you cannot reborn this. You can run that with Titus, but how powerful that is, actually. And I would understand if this was a permanent, but it's not a permanent. So... Tough that synergy? Yeah, but, I mean, you already have the Bristleback. Nah, trash. This is trash. I'm gonna be super unhappy when I face this and I triple into this. I'm very happy. Jumping Jack. Do only. The first time this is sold, pass it instead. Yeah. I mean, good unit. You can probably... There's some ways to... You're probably gonna buy this because basically you buy this and yeah. I don't know. I mean, you can't even get the gold bag. It's bit confusing. You cannot get the gold bag. I mean, you can pass this for free, basically. So you can buy this and pass this for free. That's the idea, but not amazing. Okay, so this is something that was already said. The King Begurgle is back to tier 5. They move him to tier 4 temporarily, so he's back on tier 5. That was already mentioned. Imposing Percussionist is back as well as a 4-4 and tier 4. So yes, they killed the Bazaar Dealer, but this was really good for Cycle Demon builds. This enables you to get... Basically, so the reason this is good because you can now run Bran in Cycle Demon builds, and with this you're gonna discover the Floating Watches. You don't need Tihohondris for the most part. There's ways to buff the Tavern as well, so this is gonna be very good. Glad it's back. Glad it's back. And this all changes gonna come in patch 29.6, which gonna be next week, I think.